Shout outs to the ones that have been through a whole lot, but they hold it down and they deal with it almost in silence. You know what I mean by that? I don't know why I keep doing this to myself, but it is what it is. If this helps somebody, then job done. But I ended up completely shutting down today. It's just too much stuff that happened that ended up just overwhelming me. And although I started the day off really, really positive and happy and like ready to like get things done and this, that, and the third, too many things just happened, too many phone calls, too much shit. I ended up just shutting down and shit today. And when these things happened, there's a tendency for me to fall into a really depressed state. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what happened today. And I always think like, oftentimes I would always end up finding myself like, oh, why does this happen? Why do I get so depressed? Why do I get so down about things so often and shit? And it's because we often forget that it's because we've been through a whole fucking lot. We've been through a whole lot. I've been through. I'm not gonna fucking hide it anymore. I'm 42 years old, and when I look back at the life that I've actually led and the reasons why I'm here at 42 years old, diagnosed with severe depression and complex PTSD, yeah, they're the reasons why I'm at this point is because I've been through a fucking shit ton of fucking shit throughout my life. And oftentimes we'll minimize it and minimize it and minimize it and minimize it to be able to just crack on and like just trying to find a way to survive and like get through each day and just keep pushing forward and moving forward. But then when you find yourselves in situations where you're overwhelmed and things are getting to you, or you find yourself in situations where things that you can normally handle you can't handle, and you just start crying out of nowhere and shit. Like, I had that a couple of times today and stuff like, what the fuck is going on? And I have to remember, like, I'm still dealing with grief. I'm still dealing with losing 5 people within the family, like, within the space of a year and a half, and only being able to sort of try and go through one, which is my mum. Like, it's not that I forget that my gran died as well. An uncle died, my cousin died. Do you know what I mean? An uncle of my niece's, like my niece's dad's, my niece's dad's brother died as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that I've forgotten about those, but the most impactful one has been my mum. So I've still got to process everyone else and shit. I went through foster care for 7 years. Foster care and like living in children's homes. I found people dead. I've dealt with shootings and like, do you know what I mean? I lived through a period of time where there was regular shootings and shit. Like, I had to fall asleep hearing gunshots in the night and periods of my life. I spent 9 months homeless, staying on people's couches for a period, and then living in the Salvation Army hostel for 7 months. And having to deal with, people trying to break into my home, and people wanting to fight me, and do you know what I'm saying? Like, break into my room, sorry, not my home, and what people wanting to fight me, and drug addicts and alcoholics and all sorts. Like, I found family members dead, stabbed to death and shit. Like, I'm not trying to say all of this like as like a kind of pity party or like woe is me or anything like that, but oftentimes we forget, or we often play down the seriousness of what we've been through sometimes, and that. And then when it comes to, you know, acknowledging these things and trying to deal with them the best that we can to be able to go forward, these are the hurdles that we have to deal with, because we have to come back and understand how serious these things were to truly be able to deal with them and move forward from these things. Because we play down these things to be able to fit in with other people and not make other people feel comfortable, or to be able to survive through the day and, you know, not have to keep referring back to things, and, you know, not feel like, you know, you're holding on to these things, to, you know, not feel like you're a victim, and, you know, you're dealing with these things and moving forward. We find these ways of being able to minimize what we've gone through to be able to push forward, that when it comes to actually dealing with these things, we have to, when it comes back to understanding the severity of these things, we're hit with how bad these things are once again. We understand that we've not truly dealt with these things. We've just compartmentalized them or pushed them to the side to be able to survive and move forward. I'm thankful for therapy and counselling, you know, to be able to, like, to getting me to a point to being able to understand these things. But at the same time as well, it can be a curse, because when you understand what it is that you've been through, what you've dealt with, and although you're still here to tell the tale, the effect that is had, understanding the effect that it's actually had on you, could be a lot within itself as well. And then trying to find that balance to be able to move forward with this newfound understanding of yourself and what you're dealing with and how you're dealing with them. How you're dealing with it. Because PTSD is a serious thing. Complex PTSD is a serious thing. Severe depression is a serious thing. I hate this. I hate all of this. I hate how I don't have control over this sometimes. But at least I understand it, you know. At least I can put myself in the shoes of other people that may be going through something similar. So if you are, salute to you, man. Salute to you. I'm right there with you. Because it's a lot. It's a lot. And I hope you're able to figure it out just as much as I am trying to figure it out as well. Because it's hard, man. Sometimes a lot of people just don't understand how hard it is dealing with all of this on your brain, having flashbacks of things that you've tried to push down for so long, but all of a sudden they just come back to you for no reason. Nightmares, flashbacks, this, that and the third. You know? Stab wounds and blood and all sorts. So if you're still soldiering on, if you're still soldiering through whatever it is that you dealt with, that you're dealing with, because trauma is trauma, man. I salute you. Keep pushing forward. Keep trying to find a way. If you're in a struggle like me, please believe, like I'm trying to, that you'll find a way through it, man. You'll find a way through it. Look after yourselves. Look after your mental health. Because mental health is wealth. And as always, blessings to you all.